This is Moving Mouse. We're going to play Farm together today. It's a very fun, family-friendly farming game. You get to play, you get to build your own farm, you get to have a pet, you can change your own character, customizations, attributes. You can have different styles, wear different clothes. Like I said, you can have pets that run with you and help you work through the fields. You can build a different home. You can play with other players. It is a co-op friendly game. It's very, very interactive. I haven't played it for a few years, so I really want to get back into the game and just see how much this game has progressed. From what I remember, it's a very fun game. I used to really like playing it with friends. So let's go ahead and check out what we've got. So in the customized screen, you have your farmer. You get to pick your farmer. This was the one that I had preset. You get to pick male or female, which is really nice. You get to make your character as tall as you want to. You have different skin colors. Obviously, they have the green alien. We're just going to go with my skin color. We're going to do the different hairstyle. I'm just going to go with my hairstyle. Just a simple black. And then we'll do eye colors fine. Different clothing items. I know that they have a lot of stuff through DLC download content that you can pay for. You can have a bunch of different styles. And then as you progress through the game, you can actually unlock these stars. I think it's a currency, if I remember correctly. And you can use the currency to buy more outfits. But they also have a lot of download content where you get to pick. You can pick different clothing styles. You can make your character how you want. They have tons of them. I know they had a marriage download content. They have all these different download contents you can pick. I'm gonna stick with what I had. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I like the kind of Native American style. We'll go ahead and keep my hairstyle the same. You can pick different hats, so you have different hats. These are all the different hairstyles they have. They have like a war paint, they have facial hair, and all these different things. Um, Tons of different hairstyles, hats. You can buy all this stuff. They have extras, eyeglass, things like that. Backpacks. You kind of have character has a backpack. I like to have one that looks like more like a survival backpack. They have this one that's nice, has a bedroll at the top. I personally like this one because it has a little frying pan on it, and I just think it's adorable. So this is a nice one here. I'll go ahead and just save my character, keep it pretty basic. They have different emotes. The emotes section is where you get to, when you're online and you're playing with other players, you get to use these emotes to kind of converse with each other if you don't have a microphone or if you don't have something that you can use to talk to the other players. This is a method of talking to people. These are the emotes I have set. I'm just going to stick with the ones that I have set. You get to pick your own tractor. This is a really cool part because unlike some of the farming games I've played in the past, you actually get to automatically drive a tractor. I think it's accessible wherever you drive, wherever you walk. You can just spawn this vehicle into and you can start harvesting the crops. I think it's trees and ground crops as well that you can harvest. So they have these different tractors. I'm just going to stick with what I have. I like that the orange is at the top here. We're going to go ahead and base the name of the farm off of that. Get the hearts on it. Yeah, pick the different colors. They have different colors, so that's really cool. You really get to customize a lot in this game, which is really nice. A lot of the farming games I've played in the past, a long time ago, didn't have so many cool features. I'm going to stick with that nice green that I had. I think it was that green right there. The secondary color, you get to pick the color of the hearts. I'm going to go with a yellow. Kind of like a peace style. Yeah, let's do that. Lime green maybe. And then we'll go ahead and save it. And then they also have a little, like this, I have an orange here. You can kind of stick whatever you want up there at the top. I'm going to stick with the orange. You can have a pet that comes with you. I know they have a lot more download content than I have right here. They have dogs, they have cats, they have birds. I'm just going to stick with myself just to kind of work through the game a little bit. I haven't played it in a long time, so I want to get back into the groove of things. You can add different collars to the animals that you have. I think this must be like a chain, something like a pendant that hangs off of their collar. And then you can also change the size. Let's go ahead and just look at this just to see what it looks like. So yeah, you get the collar, you get the little medallion that hangs off their chest, and then you get to change their size, which is really cool. So yeah, this is change eye color, collar color, and then detail color. See, you don't get to change the color of the pet. I think that's done just through the breeds. They have different breeds for dogs, cats, birds. I'm assuming they have more in download content. I will probably buy some of the download content just because I want to see this game in its fullest potential. I haven't played it for many years, so I just want to jump into it and kind of see. And this section here is farmhands, so when you have somebody join your game, an online co-op player join your game, you get to pick what clothes they wear. So that's kind of a cool feature too, just for decorative. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just, okay, so I'm going to go to my farms. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one just so we can start from scratch. I'm going to create a brand new farm. In this section here, you have different terrains. The farm and the land will actually be preset to you. They're all different. I think as far as I know, they're edited in to where they're different every single time. I'm not positive on that. The first selection is the default terrain, a little bit of everything. So you have some water, you have some elevated land. You can see here in the back, there's an elevated patch here, and then there's flat land. In the watery terrain, there's rivers, lakes, and hills, so you have some elevated land, but you have a lot of these streams, creeks, where you can build little bridges over, and you can have a little grove there, plants. The steep terrain is mountains, rocks, and muddy slopes, and I'm not going to pick that one just because I know it involves a lot more, it's just different style of building, different setting up. I want to kind of keep things as simple as possible. The flat terrain is a hard mode. It's less money and experience, but it's more, I would assume it's more for agricultural purposes. We're just going to go with the default terrain, keep it easy. I'm going to go ahead and call the farm Orange Grove. And we'll just jump right into it. So you get your character, you spawn right in. At the top right of the screen, you have $2,000 that you start with, 10 diamonds, and then the pink ribbons, and then the orange tickets. You start out as a level 1. You have this land. This is your farm. This is what you get to do. You can go around to the different areas you have. This is buy property. It costs stars to obtain it, so you have to level up to be able to obtain this next patch. And essentially what will happen is you click on this banner and you will obtain this land. It'll knock out this wall, and then it'll move up to the next wall where you get to then expand it further and further. So everything right now is pretty simple. They have some starter plants ready for you. You can see at the bottom left corner, this is a daisy. It's going to be harvestable at 1 hour and 25 minutes. Romana's Rose, it's 1 hour and 31 minutes. Daisy and Romana's Rose. Up here we have peanuts. There's a little peanut patch here, but they all need to be watered. And the faster you water your plants, the faster that they boost in time so that you can harvest them a little bit faster. We have some chickens down here, leghorn chickens. Lemon tree right here, 23 minutes, 45 seconds. Apple tree. So this is all the stuff they just start you out with. And as you can see here, we have some water cans that are telling us we need to water some of these. But if you could see, they're 45 seconds. And we're able to harvest some of these, which are already ready, which are lettuce plants. As you start out, a lot of the stuff you do is going to be by hand, as far as I remember. So you'll have to do a lot of the individual labor, which is still fun. It's there's a little bit of a grind until you get to the point where you're able to drive a tractor around and just mass harvest everything. I'll have to kind of see what that looks like. Again, I've played this game for a while. You have a little fish pond over here, tropical fishes. But this is the area you get to start out with. And on every corner, yeah, see over here on every corner, you have a deed. Basically, you buy the deed to the next area. This is the new property. And once you buy this, you'll expand out that entire region over there. And it's that way on all four sides. I'm not positive. Yeah, there's a map here. So this is what we have access to right now. This purple icon is our character. The red dots, the red dashes are buy property expansions. This here is the bus location. And when you get a little bit bigger and you start to buy more terrain, you can actually fast travel from bus location to bus location, and it'll take you to the different patches of land. The blue indicator is your water, your little pond, and all of the dark green indicators are patches of area. Small ones, these indicators here are trees. This one here was the small patch of flowers, vegetables, and then they start, once you get bigger, they start to mark them as what they are. And these are the expansions. So up here in this top, right above us, we have this expansion. We'll have an expansion that has a creek running through it, which is nice. We'll have an expansion here. Looks like pretty flat terrain with one mountainous area. Some other mountainous areas. Down here looks like a big flat plateau. Over here looks like a lot of creek. And then over here we have pretty flat area with a little bit of hills. And then over here just a big flat agricultural site. So we'll use that to our advantage. We'll go ahead and use the terrain to our advantage. We'll make a plan off of this. I really like this being the center of the map. If you look here, we're right here. I like this being the home base. So I might actually take away these crops here and turn this into the home eventually. Like I said in the intro, you're able to actually build your own house. You can build it how you want it. It's very interactive. It's a very, very fun game, especially once you start to grow a lot more. I'm just going to go ahead and pull these plants here. Every time you pull plants, you get this indication that you're receiving money. You're getting experience points, and you're also getting the produce itself. And as much right there, the pop-up was that I leveled up in lettuce. So the more lettuce I plant, the faster it grows and the quicker it is to harvest. So it's a really nice thing where the more you do, the more you get, which is really nice. So we'll just harvest all these. And this is all stuff that's preset. You can modify and change this however you want. Once these crops are harvested, you can start to replant any of these crops the way you want to. Just leveled up in carrots. This is the bus station I was telling you about earlier. This is a nice feature once you get a little bit bigger and you're able to expand your property further. So at the bottom of the screen to the right, we have this feature for the watering can. Now if you look at the bottom left, we have 35 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. If you go ahead and water it, cuts that time down almost in half, so 18 minutes and 40 seconds, which is really nice. You can come out and you can water what you want. Go ahead and just keep those in order, that way everything harvests at the same time. We have blue grapes over here. Go ahead and harvest these. There's a lot of variations of crop that you can grow in this game. I love it. There's a lot of different fruit trees, different flowers. So you can actually do flowers in a really nice decorative way. So over here we have, so we harvested crop. We're able to give the chickens feed, and it costs an amount of money. So it just took $80 off of our $3.68 thousand, and that's how we keep the chickens going. Over here you're harvesting the fish. this all looks like it was grouped up as one. So the whole pond said it was able to harvest. You just reach in one time and you're able to get the rest of them off. Looks like the trees take a lot longer. The fruit trees take a lot longer than anything else. So up here, there's a lot of different things we can do. What I want to do is I want to turn this into my home. I want to have this flat area up here for my house. So we'll just delete the tiles by pressing X, and delete all these soil patches, turn it back into grass, which gives you a little bit more room. You can customize this however you want. It's a really, really cool feature. We'll go ahead and just get rid of the lemon tree just because I want to keep this open, let us be able to do what we want to up here before we decide on what this is going to look like. So I want to go into a little bit more of the... Okay, so here's the section. It's called the shop. You press Q by getting to the shop, and in this area you'll be able to find your different parts of produce. So you have your rooted vegetables, you have your trees, your animals, your fish, your flowers. These are different shop items. They're really cool. All of them are unique. I won't get into them right now just because we're not leveled up enough to be able to see them. But this game is really rewarding. There's a lot of nice features about this game, and as you progress, you get higher in levels, you start to be able to buy new things. They have little markets. I'm not going to get too deep into this stuff right now. There's different things, like these are decoratives. It's under this section here. It looks like a gift box, and there's different decoratives that you can put in. Some of them have uses, some of them are just more decorative. There's different fencing, so you can really customize, you know, like here you can have a little awning, you can make a pretty garden next to your house. There's so many different customized options in this game. There's all these different terrain pieces as well that you can purchase. So the customization really is endless. You can, you know, if you do something you don't like, you can always pick it up and rebuild it how you want to. I'm going to leave this flat area up here alone. I want that to be the home area. Unless I decide on something later, I think that's what I'm going to go with for now. So since we have some of these empty tile patches, I'm going to go ahead and just start to grow a little bit more. I'm going to go for some lettuce down here. We've got potatoes there. Let's just do lettuce, a 4-row of lettuce here. And then let's switch over to peanuts. Since we took the peanuts out of the top area up there, let's go ahead and drop a row of peanuts down here. Looks like some of the trees are ready to be harvested. I just want to show this just because it's a little bit different from the rooted vegetables. It's just nice to be able to see. So we have some apple trees here. You pull out your basket and you knock down the apples. And every single crop that you harvest is going to have a different value. Some of them are higher tier than others, and you'll just be able to, as you grow, you'll be able to figure out which plants you want to grow, because some of them bring in a little bit more profit than others. Let's just harvest these apples. There's also a sprint button. As you're running, you can hold down your left control, and this makes you sprint a little bit faster. Once you get the tractor, it's a little bit easier to travel around a little bit faster. It looks a little tedious to start, but once you get into it, it definitely picks up pace. It's always nice to have animals in your property. So right there we just leveled up. So you level up in all regards. You level up with everything, with trees, flowers, animals. You get to level up in all these different areas. Okay, so we're all good there. We'll go ahead and water these crops. You can see the time runs down every time you water. I'm gonna switch the camera view. Switch the camera view is the C key. I like it to be a little midway. So go ahead and do that. Well, here we have some more property. We can go ahead and let's see what we do with this. Select through different things. Maybe we'll do, let's see, those are apples. Vegetable stand. So the vegetable stand will be nice. I kind of want to keep that over. I want to maybe do a little business area over here, like a marketplace. So we'll go ahead and set up a vegetable stand. Right there. So on the vegetable stand, it has a harvest logo. When you cash in, as you can see there, you get some diamonds. You get a little bit more value from the stand. Essentially what you're doing is the crops that you harvest can be mass sold at the vegetable stand. The same goes for eventually for animals. The same goes for fish. You will be able to mass sell your products for a quicker rate and be able to sell them in bulk, where you can then make more money. And once you get more money, you're able to expand your property, be able to buy some of these extra pieces of land around, and just kind of see where things go. There's so much customization in this game that you're able to, if you mess up on something, you can cut it out and you can revamp it the way you want to. I want to finish this little patch over here and just see what we can grow over here. At the bottom right of the screen, there's a requirement area. So to buy carrots, you'll need 35 gold per square. When you plant on, it'll say plant on, it'll give you the seasons. So carrots can be planted in spring. That's the 4-leaf clover. Fall, that's the 3-leaf brown leaf. And then winter, that's the ice cube at the end there. So in this season right now, you can see in this top right of the screen we're in summer, which is the reason we're not able to plant carrots. We'll have to wait until fall to plant carrots, and that's halfways away. I don't know if there's a timer in this. Let me look to see if there's a timer, just to make sure. Yeah, it doesn't appear that there's a timer for when you're able to grow stuff, how fast you're able to change it. So we'll just leave it as default for now. If I find out later, I'll put it in another episode. I'm just going to continue on with basic crop. We'll do some lettuce. Right here I'm using the hoe to till the ground a little bit, get it ready for crop. And I'll keep it simple. I'll just do one row of lettuce. And then we'll switch to peanuts. And then we'll switch back to lettuce. This one needs to be watered, so we'll just go ahead and water everything up. And as far as I know, the other patch that I just planted will also be ready to harvest, so I'll just go right back over there and keep that process going. Earlier in the game, things are a lot slower. Once you get going and you start maximizing your farming potential, you'll be able to do this stuff a lot faster. I have this big patch of land over here. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna do 2 rows of lettuce. I'll have to till the ground first. So we'll do 2 rows of lettuce. And then we'll go ahead and just do 2 rows of peanuts, just because it's what we're able to grow right now. Summer is already getting close to an end. I know there's a way to modify the seasons and how long they last. I'll have to do a little bit more research into that and show in the next episode I do for this game. I'll show a little bit more about the details, what we're able to do, customize settings, things of that nature. I wanted to keep this one as a pretty simple tutorial, basic introduction to the video game. It's a good game. As time goes on, you'll be able to see how fun it gets with customization, being able to modify crops, modify your land, make things very cool and interactive with decoratives. Go ahead and harvest what we have here. Actually, everything is coming up. So the lettuce is harvestable a lot faster. And as you can see here, peanuts are still taking a while. So we'll go ahead and just water the peanuts that we have. And then we'll go ahead and harvest the lettuce. And since lettuce is going so fast, I think we're just going to go ahead and keep doing lettuce wherever lettuce grows, just because it is such a quicker produce. So we'll go ahead and plant that. Till it, plant it, and then in the top right corner you can see that it popped up where we're able to complete quests. So let me find the quest screen and we'll go ahead and show what that looks like. Water these eggplants, so these are blue grapes. Go ahead and water the lettuce and peanuts real quick. You can always water. Watering is the best method of keeping things going quicker. So anytime you have the watering can logo pop up, you want to go get it done as quick as possible. Because all it does is it just gives you money and food faster than it normally would if you just neglected it. It has a similar vibe to mobile games in how timing is everything. So the more time you spend watering your crops, the faster things progress, and then the more you're able to expand and grow and be able to harvest things more efficiently. Let's go ahead and see where this is at. So potatoes at 4 minutes, down to 2 minutes. I don't know why that one was different from the others. We'll go ahead and just keep it the way it is. Just water everything. And then I want to find the quest screen because I know there's a way to bring up your quests. Quest log here. So here's your quest log for the Cog Festival. If you harvest, let's see, brass fly traps. Now this is a new feature. I haven't seen this feature before. So we'll wait on this one because I think this is a ways away from where we are as a level right now anyways. But each one has a description. At the bottom right of the screen you'll see, let's blow off some steam, shall we? Harvest a bunch of brass fly traps and unlock shiny new items to crank it up a notch. So this one will give you a lot of resources. It'll be very plentiful if you're able to do that. Since we're early on and we don't have the ability to make something so big right now, we're just going to wait on that. This is the original quest screen that popped up as we were harvesting lettuce. It says a friend of Cherrytown is finally getting married and has hundreds of guests that need food and entertainment. We'll need plenty of ingredients. Will you help us? And Humphrey is asking for help. This is just an AI generated bot. He'll basically give you the quest, tells you what he needs. So he needs 50 pieces of lettuce. We have 25 out of 50 that we've harvested. When you obtain this quest, it'll give you a reward of 1 pink ribbon, and 10 XP points. So this one's really helpful. It's good to pay attention to your quest because it allows you to level up that much faster. Go ahead and delete that. I want to keep that even. So we just leveled up as a farm. Now, leveling up as a farm, let me try to bring up the screen here. So right now I'm pressing the left tab, and as you can see, we have these different logos that pop up. The top left logo is a basic produce. It's any sort of rooted vegetable. That means we have 7 of 60 planted at the moment. And then we have 0 of 20 mushrooms. We have 4 of 20 fish, 0 of 20 honey, 10 of 20 fruit, and all of this stuff can be sold in the store. So let's go ahead and go back over to the store and just see what we have over there right now, because I want to make sure that we keep up on that. It's just as important as watering your crop. So over here at the vegetable stand, it says we don't have enough resources. So if you look in the bottom left corner, we have 8 of 20 vegetables, which are rooted vegetables, which is what we sell here at the vegetable stand. When I press left tab, you can see at the top of the left screen we have 8 of 60 vegetables, which is the reason we're not able to sell any of our vegetables at the moment. We need to have 20. So let's just go ahead and wrap around again. We just entered fall. You can see the leaves came across the screen. It gives you an indication that the season just changed. As far as I remember, when the seasons change, you get a flux of quick production growth from crops, which is the reason why all these trees just sprouted. Just always keep up on watering all of your plants and all of your trees and veggies. Feed the chickens. And just keep watering everything. It's tedious to start, but once you get a tractor, you'll be able to see how fast the game picks up. The pace really, it changes drastically, especially with limited space. When you have a tractor, if you only have the one patch of land with the tractor, you can go through these patches, and I think if I remember correctly, it's hitting 4 at a time. So when you're driving the tractor, you can actually hit 4 spaces at a time. Our lettuce is done. We'll go ahead and pick this. And work fast towards the quest, because the faster you work on the quest, the more you're able to upgrade and get closer to building a home to where you can start to decorate. You can cook foods in the home. It's a very nice setup. I'll talk more about the home when we build one and we're able to actually see what it looks like firsthand. So now we're in fall, we're in a new season. We're able to plant eggplants, potatoes, blue grapes, and then carrots. So now we have a bigger variety. And since the farm leveled up, you can see these orange exclamation points on these different tabs. This means that we unlocked different features through the different categories. So we'll go ahead and click on the animals. Now we are able to, basically what we'll do is we'll get more chickens on more property, and we'll be able to mass produce the earnings a lot faster. At the bottom right screen, there's the reasons why you can and can't purchase something at the time. So to buy a space of chickens, you need 250 gold. It gives you 1 XP. When you harvest it, it'll give you 85 gold and it'll give you 5 XP. You're able to harvest 30 minutes apiece from each patch of chicken, and then you'll be able to feed them. It'll cost you 20 gold every 10 minutes. When you get their resources, when you harvest the ground from the chickens, you'll get 1 egg per. We have 4 spots available, so it tells you how many you have, and that's really helpful once you get a bigger farm. You're able to see how many chickens, how many animals, how many fruit trees, how many vegetable plots, how many flowers you have per category. In the fish category, we unlocked the tropical fish. At the bottom right corner, it'll say the same thing. It gives you the ability to harvest a big catch or a small catch. and that's based off of a random percentage. So when you go and harvest, it'll either give you one or the other. It'll give you 30 gold or 3 XP, or 3 gold and 3 XP. I'm imagining that that just comes by chance. I don't think it has anything to do with your skill level, only to a certain point. Once you get higher in skill level, you should be able to have a higher percentage chance of harvesting a bigger catch. In the decorative section here, we have a fruit stand available now. To buy the fruit stand, you'll need 10 diamonds, 20 XP. To sell the goods, I think that'll either give you 5 or give you 20 XP. I'll have to wait and see the next time we do that. Trade each 1 minute per second, or per minute, so that's 1 minute to sell the crop if you have it. So once again, when you press tab, you'll be able to see how many fruits you have that you're available to sell. In the resource, it'll take 10 fruits to sell, and then you can actually store produce in this, and I think that gives it an automated time. So if you add 20 fruit to the fruit stand, every minute it'll automatically sell it. We'll have to test that out as well, just to make sure. In the shop here, you have these different sections. This is where the cool decoratives come into play. They have simple things like barrels. This would be cool if you set up like a wine operation and you have, I don't know, like a little vineyard, and you're able to set up barrels next to it where you're going to be storing them. Small hay bales will be nice once you get cows and you start getting into the bigger animals. You'll be able to set these up near them, kind of give a decorative feel to the area. There's an outhouse. This is purely decorative. It's just something that you can use, set it next to your house. Street lamps, you can use these. You can set them up all across your property. At the nighttime, it looks really pretty because it'll light up the pathway. A wooden sign is nice. It's really good for having co-op players come in, and you can set up a sign to say this patch of land is said name, and you can use this stuff to decorate your place a little bit more. The tool shed is nice. It's something that you can set up near your house, near the areas that you harvest from, and it's just something that gives a little bit more personality to your farm. The guest book is also another decorative where you can have players come in and they can sign their names and basically say that they were here and that they helped with the farm. The wooden fences come up, and this is a really big one, especially when you want to have animals. You want to have them in an enclosure. You don't want cows and pigs and chickens being able to roam around wherever they want to. So you actually set up these areas where they can stay in their designated spot. And you can also do the same thing for trees and for crop. It's all up to you. Everything in this game is customizable. I don't think there's too many restrictions on what you do or don't do. The roadways, this is the stone trail. You'll be able to just set up a nice little pathway. You can set it up from patch to patch, so from like a grove, an apple orchard, to a cabbage patch or something like that. You'll be able to make it a little bit more decorative. So let's just get back to the basic routine. Keeping everything watered, keeping everything harvested, and making sure that wherever you go, you're always keeping things going. Once you've harvested something, you want to replant something. It's just the most efficient way to do it. Let's go ahead and get some carrots in since it is fall, and we want to take advantage of the carrots while it's fall. I recommend watering everything right as you plant it, just to boost that time a little bit. We'll just come back over here. We'll just do the same thing. We'll routinely just go through, make sure everything is watered, everything is harvested. And the rule of thumb is that when you harvest something, you're going to want to replant and rewater right on top of it. So let's go ahead and do, since we have blue grapes right there, let's go ahead and do a row of blue grapes. Water. Let's go ahead and do potatoes. water. Looks like we have some trees ready. And I'd like to set up a fruit stand once we go over back to the vegetable stand. So we'll go ahead and get these fruit trees harvested. We'll clean up this area here. We have a lot of lettuce. After this, we'll be able to, should be able to finish our quest. If not, I think we're just going to push for a little bit more lettuce to get that done. So we're a little short on the lettuce, and I don't think we have any more. So we'll go ahead and just do a solid row of lettuce one more time. We'll just do one row this time just for finish off the quest. We're going to water it just because lettuce does harvest really fast. And actually, we're just going to go ahead and do another row of lettuce here just because it is such a quick and easy crop to grow. Go ahead and water everything. Keep everything watered as much as you can. So it said we're full on fruit, so let's go ahead and set up that fruit stand. That way we can sell off some of the fruit that we have. It's always nice to keep things going. That's why I say it has sort of an aspect of a mobile game in a much more complex form. And this is a really fun farming game. I come from Harvest Moon, so I really respect this game and what they were able to come up with. It's a really, really cool, complex system. So let's go ahead and get the fruit stand going here. And I want to set it up a little bit of ways away from, let's see, we can turn it right there. I want to set it away from there, and then what we'll probably do is we'll set up a roadway. So we'll just set up a roadway, kind of make the marketplace that we're going to build here a little bit more interactive. We'll just start that for now, just to keep it even. Go ahead and sell some fruit. And every time you do this, it's basically you're just getting all the stuff you have off your hands. So going back to the screen, right now we have 10 vegetables, 10 fruit, 4 eggs from the chickens, 4 fish from the fish area, and then I'm not sure, the 6 of 20 is actually nuts. So we'll keep that in mind. Eventually we'll probably get a nut stand. I'll have to wait and see what that looks like just to make sure. Okay, so this is our first nighttime that we've actually encountered, which is really nice. As you can see, it's really pretty. We'll go ahead and just replant the peanuts are out of season. So as the year progresses, you might want to do things based off of a little bit more strategy where you use the seasons to your advantage. But since we're so early in the stages of the game, we're just going to do what we think is best. So we'll look at our available produce. I think we'll go ahead and do a little bit more eggplant. They take a little bit longer, but the longer something takes, the more reward you get from it. And always just keep everything watered. The fish are ready to be harvested. do some potatoes here. Just keep everything keeps everything in order a little bit more, and like I said, once you get a tractor, everything will start to move a lot faster. As far as I remember, you can do 4 squares at a time. So you'll drive over the 4 patches of produce, and then you'll water it, and all 4 squares will be watered at once. You move on to the next 4, and you can do everything a lot more efficiently. There's nothing wrong with this stage of the game where you're actually going individually and watering. It has a little bit of more of a grindy type feel to it, but I think it's worthwhile because it teaches you the game. And then as you get bigger and you need the ability to move faster, then the tractor comes into play. So I feel like they do a really good job at allowing the game to progress the way it's supposed to. You don't get everything you want immediately, but you also have to work for it, and then when you do, it feels like it pays off really nicely. So I appreciate that about this game. It's not... So you can run a little bit faster on the road. So this is interesting too. So just as a comparison, you can see me, I'm sprinting right now running on the grass, and then look when I sprint when I'm on the ground. So eventually what you'll want to do is you'll want to connect all of these different patches of produce and trees to a certain terrain like this. That's why I said the marketplace. The marketplace will eventually have rows and probably roads set up to get all. This will be a whole market area one day, and I'll have all the different produce stands and fruit stands and everything set up right here. We just entered winter, and you can see the snowflakes come across the screen, which is really nice. A lot of the times too, and I mentioned this earlier, it automatically will allow crop to finish. It must have something to do with specific crops for the specific times of year. I'll have to do a little bit more detailed look on that just to see why certain ones do and certain ones don't. But I know that when you go into certain seasons, it'll basically rush the produce that you have planted. It'll rush it to be finished. So we'll just harvest all this, and then I think we're going to go a little bit different. So we're about to get a quest here. So for the first time, we got a quest. We get a pink ribbon. And this is where things start to take a different turn too, because in the shop, when you go to buy stuff, you actually will buy things with pink ribbons. So we just unlocked the lemon tree. In this corner right here, you can see we're a level 2, which is why we unlocked the lemon tree. At level 3, we'll unlock this. I believe they're pairs. 4, 5, you can see how the system goes. So it's very rewarding. Every time you level up, you'll be able to get new produce, new trees, new animals, Look at all the produce that they have in this game. I haven't played it in a long time, but it looks like they've advanced a lot more. The different animals you can get. Tons of chickens. It looks like rabbits are coming up. There's a lot of different animals, different fish. It's very, very customizable. These are all different flowers. I know that's really fun. All these different stands for the marketplace. Different decoratives. The decoratives are, I mean, there's a ton of different decoratives as well. Different fence styles and then different road styles. The customization is never ending in this game. It's very enjoyable. It's very rewarding. We'll go ahead and just clear all of the stuff we have right now. We'll go ahead and replant everything that we need to replant, and then we might call this one for an episode. We'll just do basic tutorials. I won't play this game until I do another episode, so that way you can see the farm as it progresses. So every time I re-upload a video, it will be a sequence of what I left off from. Just that way I'm learning and everyone else is learning at the same time as well. So our next quest just popped up. Bow tie or necktie. It's lettuce 9 out of 40, so we need to harvest 40 lettuce plants, so we'll make sure we keep a focus on lettuce. Apple trees times 10. 6 out of 20 we have available right now. It'll give us a reward of 1 pink ribbon and 15 experience. The description of the quest says, the town hall of Ashbourne is having an important meeting with foreign ambassadors, and they requested me to prepare them a feast worthy of Odin. Will you help me get it done? Quote by Ryan. So we'll go ahead and just allow these to keep, we'll focus on these. We'll make sure that we harvest a little bit more apples, a little bit more lettuce during this time. That way we can continually progress on those. We have a few hours here. Potatoes, they take a little while to grow. So 2 hours here, 5 hours on the grapes, 10 minutes on the blue grapes. We'll see what we do about that. We'll see if we're still playing by the time the blue grapes are able to be harvested, because we will just harvest them and replant them if we have the time. Carrots are moving along pretty fast, so we'll go ahead and get those harvested and replanted. The fish are going to be harvested. And apple trees. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to delete the asphalt over here. And with this being the bus stop, eventually what we'll do, we might move it later on. We're going to leave it for what it is now. But I think what I'd like to have set up, we have a lemon tree here and apple trees here. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a row of the different trees. So we'll go ahead and set sort of a little pathway. This is an invalid tile. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move along with the tile. We'll set the apple trees along this pathway. And this will be nice, because when we do decide to put a road there, it will line the road with the apple orchard, and that'll be really pretty. So we'll go ahead and set that there. And the same thing on this side. We'll go ahead and just line this all with apple trees. And then we'll stop where the road continues on. So we'll go ahead and stop right there. We'll allow for this. This might be the next expansion over there, just because it's very flat and it'll be nice to do some large mass gardening. We'll go ahead and get rid of these. These are apple trees, and I want to keep things even and oriented. So we'll go ahead and do these, and then we'll just add in lemon trees. It's not too big of a deal. We'll just do a direct pathway. Kind of allow, let's go ahead and just, yeah, we'll stop right there. Allow for the roadway to connect. And then I want to do another pathway that leads all the way up. So we have an invalid tile. And the reason that these are invalid tiles, I believe, is because there's hills here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just carry on with the lemon over here. Actually, you know what, we'll delete that because this is a roadway. So we'll go ahead and do a lemon tree here. And just a little pathway, something that just looks nice. And if we do decide to expand on this patch of land, we'll go ahead and just make this the pathway to get to that different expansion. So we'll go ahead and set one down there. So now we've got a really nice area here with all the, could be considered one of the earliest orchards. We might change it as time goes on. I don't really know what the future is going to look like. The game is so customizable, you can really do whatever you want. And as things expand, you'll come up with new ideas to be able to build further and be able to do things a little bit differently. I think for this patch of land, we're just going to do a full lettuce. So we'll start to kind of segregate the crop a little bit. I think this one will just be full lettuce. Lettuce is really easy to grow. Now we're running low in gold a little bit, So I might just end with the lettuce patch here, and then we'll wait until we get back on, and then we can harvest everything and bring in a little bit more money. I know the lettuce is a little bit cheaper to grow, so we'll go ahead and see what this looks like. We'll be able to build a whole lettuce patch here. And then what we might do, I saw another crop pop up. I think it was squash, so we'll go ahead and see if it is squash. We might be able to do a little patch of squash somewhere. We'll go ahead and just water this. Blue grapes should be done, yeah, 4 minutes, so we'll go ahead and wait and see on those. Carrots are ready to harvest. So I think we'll replace the carrots maybe with that new squash that we just obtained because it's winter. And winter's already halfway through. The seasons move a little fast. I definitely want to look and see. Might want to extend the seasons a little bit further so that way we can experience more of the season longer. But let's go ahead and do, yeah, zucchini squash. So we'll go ahead and plant some of these just because I think once these go out of season we won't be able to do them until next winter. Let's go ahead and water them. Chickens are ready to be fed. And then these are kind of random trees here. We'll go ahead and get rid of these trees. Just any of these random trees, that way we can kind of clean up the place and look at what we're actually going to be building. Road. I'm going to keep those two in between that little patch there because it looks like. So yeah, we'll keep those two in between here. We have our orchard growing. Water the lettuce. We might be able to harvest that as well. And I might just wait until spring before I end the episode. We'll do kind of a full season, full year. Grapes are starting to finish. 2 minutes left on that. We'll go ahead and leave that the way it is for now. We'll just go ahead and stay on. We'll finish this episode when spring comes around and these apple trees are able to be harvested. quest for the apple trees and lettuce. Let's go ahead and let's do some more zucchini since it's a seasonal. We'll go ahead and see if we can actually do these in spring as well. We might be able to. So yeah, zucchini can be done in winter and spring. So we'll be able to, we have the option to do zucchini a little bit more. We'll wait for this lettuce to finish up. Harvest all this lettuce. It should give us enough to finish the quest along with the apple trees that we planted. I think we'll just keep this patch going as another lettuce patch. It just seems to be a really easy thing to do at the moment. Lettuce is very cheap, and as you can see, we're already leveling up quite a bit in it, so I want to keep this patch just strictly as lettuce for now. We just entered spring. Go ahead and see what new crops are available. I always recommend getting the watering done first because it does speed up the time. Looks like all of our apple trees are ready to be harvested. We probably will finish off the apple trees in the quest. I'll have to wait and see where we are with the lettuce. I don't think we have any other lettuce planted anywhere. Yeah, we'll be able to finish off the apple trees easily here. Just start down the line and just get them all done. The more you do everything in synchronicity, the more everything also is able to reproduce in synchronicity. So it's nice to just get it all done in one time instead of doing things out of order. So we're moving up pretty good. We're getting advancements in levels. I'm going to do a little bit more research and find out what the advancement in levels gives. I think it gives you more in value of the produce, experience, and the yield of how much produce you're getting as time goes on. And it would just make sense. The more educated you become with the specific crop, the better yield you're going to be getting, and the more you'll be able to harvest. So we'll see. As time goes on, we'll see what that does, leveling up. So we're leveling up. Wow, apples are moving along nicely. And it's really nice. It's nice to be able to, when you have money, put the money into a crop that is really good in value and do a lot of it. I mean, look at all the apple trees we just harvested compared to what we originally had. We had like 4 or 5 apple trees to start, so it's really nice to be able to do that. Let's see what the chickens have. Yeah, the chickens are ready to be harvested as well, so we'll go ahead and get eggs. We'll see if they need to be fed, how long they need to be fed. So it looks like feed time is about halfway past. Go ahead and just water what we have here. We've only got a few minutes. We'll go ahead and finish up the lettuce, we'll finish the quest, and then we'll call this one for an episode. Once we come back in, like I said, I'm not going to play the game while I'm offline. I'm just going to allow the viewers to advance with me on the screen, see how things go, see as things progress. It's been a long time since I've played this game, so I'm relearning the game as well as new players who might be learning it for the first time. I do remember some bits of it, some aspects, some of the home building, the tractors and all that, so all of that stuff will come new to me as it does to anybody else. I'm gonna go ahead and check the fruit stands and make sure that we can sell fruit. So we're gaining extra diamonds, so I just want to take a look and see what we can purchase with diamonds. It looks like yellow onions is a new crop for springtime. It'll be available in summer and fall as well. We have a new fish. We have an eel. The eels are very expensive. We probably won't be able to afford too much of them at the moment. New flowers. So we just unlocked flowers. We don't have flowers up until this point now. So right now we just got our first rose. The Ramana's rose. We just unlocked a fish stand, so that'll allow us to start selling our fish. Let's go ahead and get that set up. So let's go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and do another roadway. Obviously we're running out of space here, but I think we'll expand to the south, and we'll go ahead and be able to do another area over there. So we'll go ahead and just do it as we have. We'll set up the fish stand right here. Oh, it's a long one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just do... We'll delete this spot right here. So we'll delete this stone trail. We'll add the fish stand. We don't have enough resources. We need 2 more fish to be able to sell at the fish stand. We'll just leave that the way it is right now. Let's go ahead and see if the fish are harvestable. That way we can make our first sale in fish. Zucchini's ready. Go ahead and just harvest everything you have. When it is harvestable, I recommend just harvesting it. Getting something else planted. That way you're constantly keeping the process going. I think for here we'll go ahead and do yellow onion since we haven't done it yet. Go ahead and get yellow onion. Oh, it looks like we unlocked cabbage too. So cabbage is another spring and summer, where yellow onions are spring, summer, and fall. We'll go ahead and do yellow onions here, and then we might do a little small patch for cabbage, just to start to level up in that as well. It's always nice to level up, try new crops. I recommend doing a wide variety of crops, building new areas where crops are available. Let's see where the fish are. 4 minutes, okay. So we'll go ahead, we'll just do, since we're not nowhere near getting a house yet, we'll go ahead and just do cabbage up here. We'll do a 3x2, I think should be plenty. Just water it. Looks like we're harvesting flowers for the first time, so that's nice. The cool thing about the flowers, as you just saw there, we harvested it, but it didn't leave like produce does. So when you harvest the flowers, you leave the plants the way they are, and they will just continually grow. So that's one of the nice things about flowers. I like that. So and the cool thing about that is when you set up a flower area, say around your house, you don't ever have to change it up. You don't have to rebuild it. You just let it go. And they take a little bit longer to grow, but at the same time too, you get to keep them in formation, which is really nice. So we'll leave those the way they are. Zucchini's almost ready. I think we'll go ahead and do, if we can, let's go ahead and just get the lettuce done. Get that out of the way. We got the quest completed. Go ahead and replant here. I don't know what I'm gonna do here yet. I'm just gonna wait and see. Let's see where we're at. Maybe there's a new quest available. So the new quest is for a landrace pig. We don't have that available now, so it says the Zoo of Westerham has done a request to all farmers to bring food to their animals as they're having a rough time lately. Anything for a good cause, right? So we'll have to see about that one. We'll have to see what they're requesting. It might be truffles. I know that the pigs give truffles, so we'll wait and see on that one. Maybe when we level up, we'll be able to do something with that. Okay, so we just unlocked cotton. We also unlocked yellow bell peppers and tomatoes. So let's go ahead and do tomatoes. And we might do a half and half on this one. We might do half tomatoes and half something else. We'll see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do half. We'll do half tomatoes and let's do half bell peppers. This will look nice. The yellow and the red will look nice together once it's grown. And since I'm logging off, what we'll do, and this is another cool feature about the game, since it is like a mobile game, when you have stuff that's ready to be harvested and you water it, watering it only helps if you're going to be on to receive it as fast as you want it. So essentially, when you're logging out for a duration of time, the crop will continue to grow as you're logged off. So in an hour and 29 minutes, no matter what, if I'm logged off or if I'm still online, these crops will grow. When I get on, say if I get on in an hour and 30 minutes, all of these will be ready with no watering needed. The watering only helps while you're online and if you want to speed up a process. Same thing for the tomatoes, they're an hour and 58. If I get on in 2 hours, they'll be ready to go. So I'm not going to water these just for the sake of time. We'll go ahead and harvest what we can, we'll replant what we can. And this is always a very efficient way to log off for the day. So once you have got everything set up and you're ready to log off, make sure you harvest, you get things that you want ready to be harvested for the next day. Let's go ahead and let's do cotton. We'll skip on the watering. The fish should be ready. We'll see if we can get 2 fish from this. We did. So we got 2 fish. We'll go and we'll sell at the market. We'll feed the chickens. It's always nice when you have animals, you always want to make sure that they're fed before you log off. That's another feature. So crops, let the crops grow. When it comes to the animals, get them fed before you log off. It speeds up their process. And then we'll go ahead and just sell at all of our markets. Now, the last thing I want to do before I log off is I want to check out this next property to the south. I want to see how much it costs to buy this. So it costs 25 diamonds to buy the new property. I am going to end the episode here, and in the next episode I will buy this part of land, and as you can see it's the south part here. It's going to be a very flat open area. It's going to be good for mass growing. So I may set up another orchard, maybe connect it from this orchard as a walk path, and then the walk path will basically line up to these open areas. We'll do some larger growing, we'll do some new crops. As the seasons progress, as we level up, you can see we're starting to unlock a lot of new items. And I'm also going to save these new items for the next episode. So when we log back on, I'll do a little overview of the new trees, animals, flowers, decorations, marketplaces, fences, and roadways that we've obtained. Go ahead and sign off here. Thank you for watching, and join me in the next one.